Welcome back to Classics, Comic Corner Classic, Non-Classics. This is episode number 1062 and Doubleshot number 956. Alright, so I got two trades featuring the return of a character that I've only read one trade for, actually 2 or 3 trades. Well, mostly early stuff when it gets published by Marvel originally. This is the current stuff. This is about Conan. Yes, Conan. First, let's start off with his flagship series, Conan the Barbarian, Volume 1, The Life and Death of Conan, Book 1, collecting the first 6 issues of Conan the Barbarian, Volume 2. Fun fact about these particular issues. These issues are, according to numbering, counted as issues 276 to 281. So yes, pretty much when this volume reaches issue 25, that will be the 300th issue for the series. Now, the series itself was written by Jason Aaron. Artwork, now, the cover art here is done by Eric. The cover art for the series is Asad Rubik. Great choice, because this guy also did his cover art for Thor God of Thunder. Now, there's about 2 different artists on the main interiors. Most of the issues, almost all of them but issue 4, are done by Muhammad Essar. Issue 4 is done by Granadino Stefano. I think it's pronounced the guy's name. Yes. Now, the thing with this particular set of issues, now, it's just a series of standalone stories that are very loosely connected. Now, basically in the first issue, Conan is basically started just having drinks, meets a beautiful woman who is smitten with him, takes her to bed with him, and ends with this woman is a witch, the Crimson Witch. He kills in the first issue, and then she comes back a couple issues later where he encounters her kids. Yeah, I know who the father is. Also, and this is the same thing also with the other book I'm talking about. Yeah, every issue he's in a different country. In case you're wondering, does he go back to his home country in these issues? Nope, he doesn't. He goes to a place called Aquarius. He goes like various places over the course of these issues. But it's a good start for this particular series. With this book a 9.5 out of 10. Really good. Next up it is The Savage Sword of Conan. The Cult of Koga. This one's written by Gary Duggan. Yes, I'll talk about him more about him soon. Artwork by Ron Garney. Yes, Ron Garney does the interiors. The cover art, believe it or not, is done by Alex Ross. Yes, this cover is Alex Ross cover. Now, pretty much Conan is basically taking down a cult run by this guy named Koga. He does succeed doing that by the end of the story, and because of the fact, here's the thing about Savage Sword Conan, it's an anthology book for Conan. It's basically other stories featuring him without having to do another mini-series now and again. Yeah, I forgot to mention now, I will talk more about this in a minute, but yeah. He basically fights his way throughout various places. Now, in this book here, when he goes various places which are where he is, they've actually like put red let's say red letters for the country he's in. In this one, they put a scratch underneath the actual name of the country he's in. That's what he does for these issues. Yeah. And the whole point of the story is Conan takes down this particular cult. He does succeed, also killing off his leader by the end of the storyline. Yep. Great start for the series. This book a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, the first volume lasted 235 issues. This one basically is kind of part of numbering, so we're up 240 issues so far. Yep, only 10 more issues before we reach issue 200. Now, the reason why you're thinking, okay, Marvel with recent Conan books. There is an explanation for this. Because unless you've not heard the news when this came out last year, Marvel got the license to publish Conan books again for the first time since 2001. Yep. Somehow Dark Horse bought the license back in 2001 from the Robert E. Howard estate, and they had the license to publish Conan comics for at least 17 years. They actually started publishing until 2002. They published the first comic published was something called Conan. And the last comic they published was a cross between Conan and Wonder Woman. which was really good. I believe it was done by I think it was done by Gary. No, I think it was Gary Duggan. I don't remember who wrote it, but it was really, really good. Now, the thing about this particular series, unlike Conan the Barbarian, which still has Jason Aaron in the writing, Savage Sword of Conan is basically a revolving door of writers per story. They even had one story about Mary the Phantom. I might get that whenever I get a chance to have him on the trade. Yep. Now, in the case of these two series, now the Conan's also gotten like two miniseries featuring two women who've been in this book. Like first is Belita, I think her name is. She was actually Conan's girlfriend, and Valeria, who was actually an enemy of his. You might think, okay, you have these two, but what about Red Sonja? Red Sonja is still locked up at Dynamite, and Dynamite is still publishing her comic book. Yep. Now, when Conan got his back, when he got back at Marvel, now I get why they brought back Conan Barbarian, because that was his flagship title that Roy Thomas started back in the 1970s. That makes sense. Savage Sword Conan, I get the reason why Marvel brought this series back. My personal guess is the reason why they brought it back was because they didn't want to do any miniseries for Conan. So basically, if they wanted to do like a miniseries of one-shots they want to do featuring Conan himself, they can do miniseries for his own characters in this book just to expand upon them. But if you want a book that features Conan, that's not stories told in the main Conan book, Savage Sword Conan it is. But in case you're wondering, these two books are not his only books he appears in. Yeah, my next review I'm actually talking about another book he appears in, which leads into a Avengers book. Also done by Gary Duggan, Savage Avengers. I might give a chance to get my hands on the first trade sometime in the future. I hope so, because the series is really good. Like, I got my hands on the first issue, and I love it. It is really fantastic. It's a really good lineup, too. It's comprised of Dr. Voodoo, Elektra, The Punisher, Venom, and Wolverine, along with freaking Conan. And they fight Conan's arch nemesis from the 70s. I don't remember the guy's name. He's a wizard who also popped up the Red Sonja book recently. Yeah, somehow Marvel got the rights published to use him again. Somehow. Probably because he's a public domain character. Yeah, I'll talk more about that when I get a chance to talk about Savage Avengers when I get my hands on it. And here's kind of the weird thing about these two series. Conan Barbarian is a bi-monthly, well, basically it's the twice monthly series. Savage Sword Conan is monthly. Yep. Which, okay, that's fine. I got really no problem with that. Plus, I love the fact that for Conan Barbarian, they actually, like for these two series, they actually brought back the classic logos they had for the series when they were originally published. Now, the thing is about when the series ended back in the 90s, they were canceled due to low sales. Now, Conan never had a bad issue. If you read his main original book, the 275 issue run, which, by the way, Dark Horse actually bothered to collect the entire run. You at least give him high praise for that. Though I think the trades themselves are out of print now because Marvel owns licenses now. Yep. I mean, it's kind of weird though that Marvel got back the license to publish this, because like 5 years ago, like first they got back the rights to publish Star Wars from Dark Horse, and then last year they got Conan. A lot of people were theorizing that Alien Predator might be next, mainly due to the rumor of Disney buying, when Disney bought Fox, that Dark Horse might cease publication of the Alien Predator books, like they did with the Star Wars book. Now here's the difference between Star Wars and Alien Predator. Alien Predator is only published under one company as far as I know, mainly just Dark Horse, no other company. So, and plus, I don't think Disney wants to end that particular license agreement. Here's my personal theory, because I don't think Marvel needs another licensed comic. They've already got two major ones, Star Wars and Conan. They don't need another one. There was also rumor they might take Buffy, but Buffy was taken from them anyways, by Boom Studios. Yep, Boom Studios took Buffy. No idea why, but they did. It's particularly bizarre, the fact they took Buffy. Yeah, now the book has been rebooted under Boom Studios. Yep, and I believe that it's kind of weird how they trade around licenses for some series of books. Like in the case of Charmed, for example, they had a continuation TV show published by them they had a couple seasons worth of it, And then they lost the license, and the license moved over to Dyna, which is currently published right now. It's particularly weird. It's by far the second media-based, like something that's been on TV. They've actually done besides first one they've done besides, let's say, Army of Darkness. Yep. But if you want to check out any of Dark Horse's Conan books, I highly recommend. I've read a good number of them. And Dark Horse did a lot for Conan over the course of the 17 years they had him. They published for him like several ongoing series and a bunch of mini-series and one-shots. Oddly enough, they actually did revive a Conan the Barbarian comic published by them, but it got canceled with 25 issues. Don't know why. It's weird. The longest comic they published was, believe it or not, a book called Conan, which is the first comic published. And after that, apparently, it seems that ongoing series published by Dark Horse from featured Conan only lasted about a year or two before it kept getting canceled or relaunched a different name. Like there was Conan the Savage, or like Conan the Avenger, which was the last time they published, which I believe was done by Cullen Bunn, which was really good. Yep. And one thing Dark Horse has in common with Marvel is that Marvel does keep in line what the actual book published. Now, here's also the thing about the books themselves. I read one of the books. I got bored reading the book. Yes. I read the book for about 10 pages. Yes. The Conan book is one Conan book I read was not interesting at all. I mean, I love the character Conan. I love the comic. I've seen a couple of the movies. The original novels are not interesting to me at all. That just, even though I've only read one, it just doesn't interest me at all to read about the original stories for Conan. Yep. But yeah, that's it for this particular review. And that's also it for videos today. Tomorrow I'm hoping to do another part of the Shirezo Chronicle tomorrow, along with pretty much a review of the first episode of Season 3 for 7 Deadly Sins, and of course this newest chapter of the manga, the second video. Another movie review will start a new series because I'm not going to do next video of the AVP movies or the Prometheus. I'm going to do those probably sometime later on in the future. I might get a chance to do those. But starting with episode 104, for the next few episodes, I'm going to talk about RoboCop. Yep. But just the original films. I have never seen the remake at all. They came out about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, so I own it, but I haven't seen it. Yep. But yeah, until you see the next video, bye.